Here is the account of an offset holder in the emissions trading registry. This spreadsheet is very similar to the sheet previously described for an allowance account holder. Once again, the account spreadsheet looks like an old-fashioned bank ledger page with the day-to-day deposits, withdrawals, and running totals of offsets in the account. The quantities and serial numbers of offsets are recorded for each deposit or withdrawal. The source of each deposited offset and the destination of each withdrawn offset are also recorded. Once again, notice the list of eligible offset account holders. The offsets account pages in the registry could be combined with the allowance account pages. And now, a summary of the differences and similarities between allowances and offsets. Let's review. An allowance is a permit which allows its owner to emit a specified amount of a specified pollutant into the environment. An offset is a reward for emission reductions. Allowances are allocated to capped facilities in the capped sector in Interhope's system of free allocation. Offsets are awarded to organizations in the uncapped sector as a reward for emission reductions. Allowances are created in large quantities by the government at the beginning of the year, then allocated to cap facilities. Offsets are created one by one by the government and then awarded to eligible offset proponents for specific emission reduction projects. Allowances are allocated for direct emissions only. Offsets can be awarded for reductions of direct or indirect emissions. Allowances and offsets are tradable units equal in value in emissions trading. Tradable units can be retired by cap facilities to meet their regulatory obligations. And now, Emissions Trading Theater. Act 1. We visit the boardroom of a large direct emitter, an industrial facility which is required by regulation to participate in emissions trading. Let's listen to the president and then the plant manager. Here we are in the boardroom. The senior management team is studying the facility's status under the emissions trading system. The president says, "We must reduce our emissions or buy more allowances and offsets to equal our emissions during retirement, or we are going to end up in court charged under the Environmental Protection Act." Wait a minute, he's not the president. No, this guy's an intern. He doesn't say anything. He usually just sits there and drinks soda pop from those bottles. Okay, here's the real president. She is the president. And she says, "We must reduce our emissions or buy more allowances and offsets to equal our emissions during retirement, or we are going to end up in court charged under the Environmental Protection Act." And the plant manager says, "Right, Chief." My question to you, the audience, is this a realistic scenario? Yes, it is. The cap facility must reduce its emissions to a total less than the number of tradable units it has in its account, ready for retirement, or the cap facility can buy more allowances and offsets so that it can retire enough tradable units to equal its emissions at the end of the year, or the owners will be charged under the Environmental Protection Act. A more inspiring scenario would be to reduce emissions below the total of allowances allocated to the facility at the beginning of the year. Then the facility will be able to sell allowances to other CAP facilities. Congratulations! You have just completed Cap and Trade with Offsets. In chapters to follow, the Enerhope emissions trading system will be compared with existing and planned real emissions trading systems. Emissions trading is an arch made of building blocks. Each of these building blocks is necessary to hold up the arch. If any of the building blocks is missing or weak, the arch will collapse. This presentation has been brought to you by www.enerhope.com. The Mysteries of Emissions Trading Unraveled. A free course in emissions trading, including a glossary of terminology, is available from the enerhope.com website.